Welcome to Marlowe House Presents. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
I am Mick Fez.
And tonight we have a special guest, Scott.
Yes, we are being joined tonight by Gary Oldman, Academy Award winner.
That's not who that is, Scott.
Not who that is.
Are you sure?
I'm certain.
I saw him looking around his computer and table. It looked like he was looking for clues.
I am 157% certain that is not Gary Oldman, because if it was,
that is oddly specific.
I would know.
I would know.
So our special guest is.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Andrew.
Andrew.
I'm Andrew.
No, you're not just Andrew.
Who am I?
Well, you were a top 16 RPG superstar the very first year.
Yep.
2008 year.
Yep.
Goblin Strand of Years.
Yep.
Way back. Way back.
Way in the Wayback Machine. Now you feel old. Yeah.
I've lived in like 3 states since then.
Yes, it's been a rough...
if you want to talk about feeling old, so Andrew is the one who got me in gaming. So for all those people out there who have appreciated anything that I have done rules wise for Rogue Genius Games, Paizo, or anybody else that I've worked for, that's who you have to thank.
If it is of any consolation, he's also the reason he's also responsible for me entering RPG Superstar, because I followed RPG Superstar because he placed the first year.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. Why are we having him on again? All right.
Well, I'm going to bed. Thanks.
All right, night. See ya.
You want to talk about feeling old? I can't contribute anything to Lego ideas because all my Legos are vintage.
We can't hear Scott. Actually, we don't have any sound.
Uh-oh.
I hear you.
Oh.
So
it's the screen. We have a bunch of sound bars, and because you're in it, you pushed them up or pushed them down actually. And so the one that I watched to make sure that our sound is good was so far down I couldn't see us.
I was like, what do you mean we have no sound? Everything seemed okay.
Uh-huh.
You know, it never works right the first time.
It worked fine. So,
way to ruin it. Go ahead.
To be fair, it's not all my Legos.
You happy? I've knocked on wood.
Yes.
So,
I won't knock on wood. It'll make my mic do live.
Yeah,
you are not allowed to knock on wood.
So I understand while we're talking about things before we actually get started, because we always do a little bit of banter here at the beginning. Although tonight we're going to have to probably truncate some of that banter.
I can tell only one story.
Well, I was going to say there's one story that we need to tell about for tonight for you.
Oh, okay.
And that is that apparently you have somebody in the audience.
Yes, you do.
I do. It's my giant ginger turd. Freddie Meowkery.
Wait, that's Andrew Black. What are you talking about?
Hey!
Bam!
Oh,
shots fired.
And he's going to be the GM tonight. I expect to be dead by 9:45 and in bed by 10.
Oh.
Andrew was the best man at our wedding. I love him so much.
I'm trying not to cry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
sorry, not sorry.
No, my co-star, Freddie Meowkery, should be watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, little man.
Okay, so
and I'm willing to bet he just perked up.
I hope so. Leslie, report back in. So... I'm sorry. This is going to be one of those nights. Just so you know, you should probably not drink anymore.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
No, he should definitely drink more. He never drinks.
Well, here's something. Oh.
I'm not drinking that.
I know you're not. I am.
You started it.
I did start it. I am in a really.
Off my nails from here.
It's only scotch.
Only. So, tonight we're going to do something a little different. We've been doing Legends of the Wild Waste. And
Leslie says that Freddie is listening to us.
Excellent.
So, we have been doing Legends of the Wild Waste. And we thought that this would be a good opportunity to try one of Andrew's favorite systems, since we had him on. So, Andrew, why don't you tell us what it is that we're playing tonight?
Fate Accelerated.
Ooh.
Sounds fast.
We've played Fate before. A couple of times.
A couple.
Star Wars themed, mostly, I think.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago. Like
There was.
the book was like brand new.
Before I moved to Nebraska.
Yeah. So it's been a while. It was what,
Oh, you
3?
have your little booklet and everything.
I
Yeah,
do.
we are set.
So it was what, 3 states ago?
2
states.
2 states.
Because I was going to say 3 states ago was Kentucky, wasn't it?
He
Well,
would've-
yeah, I'm in Indiana now, then Nebraska before that, Kentucky before that,
And then
a couple
Ohio.
different houses in Kentucky.
So you're just slowly making your
different
way
cities.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as close to you as I want to get.
Ow!
Aw.
Oh, the slings and the arrows
Well,
are
that's
hot
because I
tonight.
started it. I'm in a
Started
feist,
it.
I'm in a feisty mood. It's been a rough week. I hear you.
I at least gave him an Academy Award winner.
Yeah. This
I
is
took
true.
that back.
So for those of you in the audience who are not aware, Monica and I sent off our oldest child to go literally halfway around the world.
She is exactly 12 hours off from the time zone that we are in. She's in Beijing, China right now. And it's not stressful or anything, not at all.
Yeah, it's like
Not at all.
it's like
No.
9 a.m. where she is.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised she didn't text us this evening, but she's probably having a nice dinner. Oh, you know
In the
what?
immortal words of Fluffy.
She's
You know what time it is?
actually
It's tomorrow.
it is tomorrow. She's actually she is at the it's not the circus, but it's the like the opera. They have a specific word. I forget what it's called, but it's it's like the acrobat.
It's like Acrobats, the musical.
It's
Yes.
like Acrobats the musical. That's exactly where she's at tonight. That's why she hasn't texted us. She's not back to her hotel yet.
It'll be a
Cirque du
while too.
Soleil.
That's I think where Cirque du Soleil actually was originated from.
I thought they were out of Canada.
They are, but I think they base their practice, their base performance style.
They take them from the Asian styles.
I'm getting messages.
I don't know.
I'm getting messages from the producer of tonight's show to shut up. I thought you were waving to me like,
No. No.
I know, what is that?
Dead, I think.
I hope so, because it's annoying. Anyway, yeah.
This is the perils of doing this in the basement.
Yeah, I know.
Nope, there he is.
Oh, is he? Oh, I see him. He'll be back across the camera and he'll send us out of focus in a minute here. So anyway, yeah, so this week has been crazy. I was up at 5 o'clock like every morning because I couldn't sleep because I knew I had to be up at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. And she was so excited, but she's also like she's stressed because the flight, she had 2 flights and one of them was 14 hours. And that was the Dallas to Beijing. But she left here at 6 o'clock in the morning and didn't arrive until 2:30 the next day. So technically she'd been awake for like 36 hours or something. Because by the time she went to bed, it was like 9 o'clock that night. She'd been up for over 24 hours because that was 9 o'clock in the morning our time. She'd been up for like 30 hours at that point.
She's a time traveler.
She's a time.
Yes.
That's what she said. She's like, stop talking about it. I don't get it. I'm traveling in time because her flight back is 5 hours long. Because she'll leave there at 6:30 on Thursday evening, and she'll arrive home at 11:30 at Thursday
That's not
night.
how time travel works because now the past is in your future.
Yeah, she's like, this is so weird. I don't get it.
Right. So last week we did a very brief, not very comprehensive bit of world building, which is to say we decided we were sci-fi noir.
Yeah, we kind of
That
screwed
was-
around to imagine that.
That was kind of as far as we got. So
We weren't serious. Imagine.
So while I
that.
was talking with Andrew about what we would do tonight,
Mhm.
he's like, "What setting do you want to do?" It's like, I don't know, but sci-fi noir. So far, those 3 words are all we have going for us.
I don't know, Andrew Black. What do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Where do you think we're going to be able to find later hosts in our size this time of night? No, Scott's
I
thinking
assume it's the Walmart Plus
gorilla
section.
the Walmart version. Oh, the high waiters. We're going to go fishing too. That's perfect.
Gorilla suit and a tutu.
Gorilla suit and a tutu. I have a tutu. We're good.
Shapes me so.
Oh, but me and Pippi Longstocking, what would the children look like?
Sci-fi noir works for me. That we'll build something off of that. That's what's nice about Fate. We'll just build it as we go and see what happens. And it may putter out into nothingness, or it might be pretty awesome.
Oh, it'll be awesome.
All right, listen,
be awesome.
Or at least
listen here, Monica.
hilarious. So, with sci-fi noir in mind,
Yes.
what kind of sci-fi noir character? Well, all right. So, like, what kind of sci-fi are we talking? Are you going to talk like cyberpunk sci-fi? Or are we talking like space travel sci-fi?
I think when you're talking, ooh, space travel.
What does the
sci-fi.
audience think?
Well, I think we only
You
have a
guys can
couple
discuss
people.
your
Hurry
thing.
up.
You
No,
can
just
discuss your
Yeah,
theories,
we
but
can take audience input.
Okay, audience. Terry,
all right.
what would you like to see tonight?
So, Monica,
Leslie.
you can give your opinion, Monica,
So
while we wait for theirs,
well, I
because we
had
have to fill space.
I know. So I had not thought about sci-fi space travel. I thought more about cyberpunk gritty. And so I was
Which,
kind
yeah,
of thinking,
for cyberpunk or for sci-fi noir, that's kind of almost like a natural choice.
yeah,
is a
that's
pretty
kind of
good
why
choice.
that's why I was thinking sci-fi gritty.
Yeah, cyberpunk definitely lends to it.
Okay.
So what are you
But
thinking?
Space travel.
And I'm going to ask the audience if they are paying attention. What kind of sci-fi
Scott,
do
what about
you
you?
want?
Well,
I was just home after the wars.
Cowboy Bebop, what?
Had the whole left side of my face replaced with cyber mesh.
That's steampunk.
I think that's the A-Team.
We're gonna bust heads like we did in St. Olaf.
Why did I agree to do this? I don't know.
Because you don't love yourself enough.
I'm making T-shirts with that on it at this point.
Oh, good. I've been waiting for a T-shirt that says "with things I say." I'm gonna have all the
Sci-fi.
T-shirts.
Sci-fi noir plus space travel / space opera, maybe on a converted asteroid.
Oh, you
You garbled
kind
out
of
there
garbled
for a
out
second.
there, but it sounded interesting.
Well, no, this is from Create.
Oh, Terry. Sci-fi noir plus space travel, space opera, maybe on a converted asteroid city.
I'm just picturing,
Ooh.
instead of Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny and Marvin the Martian.
So what about cyberpunk on Arrows?
Cyberpunk on where?
Arrows, the big asteroid.
Oh, the one between Earth and the outer planets.
Yeah.
So you want to do it in this solar system?
Well, why not?
Okay, that works for me.
will do it with
Okay, so we're gonna do
Defibrillator and magic helmet.
Oh my god, if you sing through this whole thing, I don't know, I'll give you a high five or something.
Truly not noir, though.
Space opera. Taken to the most literal of meanings ever. I think Andrew just gave up. He just threw his pen down and he's like, I'm out. We
I'm
won
good.
again.
missed something.
We play gamers versus GM all the time. So far, we keep winning.
Well, except at the moment they're
I
still
think the
playing it
rules
against
are
me.
weighted in your advantage.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, it's just because we're so naughty. We are the worst players ever.
Shameless.
We are the worst gamers ever.
So Cyberpunk on Eros, okay. Are we gonna be down and gritty or like more urban, or are we gonna be like
Well,
Nice.
I think Eros should be a mining colony. I think we should go gritty
Gritty.
because you can't do noir without gritty.
You kind of need some high
Yeah,
high
that there would be
shininess,
like
too.
that there would be like some like upper management.
upper management, corporate?
Yep. You know, like every place you've ever worked that had that.
And if it's like that, it would still have like its own urban environment too.
Gotham by Unikitty.
Well, and to be fair, Terry has been playing Fallout 4, so he's like totally into like the Android synths and stuff like that. So he's asking for a Blade Runner type vibe, and I think
Well, we
that's
could
really
do it-
good.
We could do it in. We could almost.
We
do it
could
in,
just
like,
do Blade Runner. We could do Blade Runner between Blade Runner and Alien. We could do that
the
time.
deep space.
Yes.
Blade Runner.
Did you know about that, Andrew Black?
I'm not. I mean, I've seen Blade Runner. It's been a while since I've seen the original, and I just watched a couple months ago. I watched the new one.
So there.
And I was never a big, huge Aliens fan.
Well,
So,
that's
all right.
that's kind of irrelevant. Sorry.
It's entirely irrelevant except for one small fact. Ridley Scott made both movies. He made the original Alien and he made Blade Runner.
right.
And in his mind, now obviously because the properties are actually written by two different people, but they're owned by the same film company. So in his
Right.
mind, Ripley was trying to get back to the Earth that Deckard lived on.
But that there was a time difference. But that there was a time
There's a
difference.
slight time difference, but
right.
so all the things that Roy goes on about things out in space are
Mhm.
places that Ripley could go see in theory.
So, like, there would
So-
be synths working as miners in a
Right.
dangerous location, and the humans would be more support staff.
Replicants.
Yeah, the replicants or the synths would be
right.
doing the dangerous work, and the humans would be living on the asteroid to oversee that they were doing things properly and that
Among
there
other
was
things. Plus, you'd
yeah.
have regular people out there.
right because it's still a settlement.
Right.
Hmm.
Is it a mining colony that has turned into a haven because Earth is?
Not yet.
Well, maybe it's not so much a mining colony as it's an outpost because
Oh,
you would
okay.
have to get water to a lot of the various locations.
Right, because the thing about Eros and the meteoroid belt around the central planets of our solar system is that that's where the Perseids and all of the asteroid showers come from that are seasonal, that Earth travels through that asteroid belt at different points during the year, and that's why asteroid showers called like the Perseids and the Orionids and all that, they just look like they're coming out of those constellations because that's where we are in the plane of the big asteroid belt. So Eros being the biggest one would be sort of like the Wild West town where everybody would come and then they would go back out to their farmsteads, which are smaller asteroids that they're farming.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's a
Is that
mine-
kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, it's kind of what
Okay.
I was thinking. Plus, if you're going out further, so if there's things like you would need, water for all the various things, they would be
Or
the port
food
of, it
or
would be the
whatever.
port of call for people mining ice to bring it back
Oh, that's a
to
good.
the inner planets.
I want to play this more.
Now, to be fair,
Eric,
I'm stealing some of it right out of the Expanse, but
Right, but still.
but
I was gonna say it feels a little bit beltery and
yeah, but it's all
and
right.
such, but that's okay.
So it's a little Expanse, a little Blade Runner, a little Aliens.
So this is why I don't actually watch or read The Expanse, because I don't want to be influenced. But Andrew
But
Yeah, I'm just
loves
taking
it.
some notes here. I love The Expanse. Yeah, I binged it.
so if we're doing this,
Uh
I might be a replicant.
huh. What? Okay.
He cut out.
He wants to be a replicant.
I thought that's what he said. Okay.
What
I want to
do
be a skin
you
job.
wanna- Skin job. That sounds so sexy.
That's the horrible slang. That's the
I know.
racist slang term for
I
it.
know.
But I wanted to bring it up, make sure we had that in our heads for.
What do you want to be, Scott?
I almost had the same thought, actually. Only I was thinking I would be a replicant who found the person they were based on and killed them and took their place.
Oh, like Gattaca,
Oh,
but
that's awesome. Man, now I feel like I should be a replicant.
Poor Andrew Black is like, oh my god, guys.
Now I feel like I should be a replicant and I should just be like, one of the pleasure bots and just go with the whole Blade Runner thing.
if everybody's gonna be replicants, I might go human
Oh, well.
because I don't really want to do an entire party.
Oh,
of
okay.
replicants.
All right. Well, yeah, but how am I? So we don't know that you're a
But we
replicant,
won't
though.
know that Scott's a replicant because
Right.
he's pretending to be.
So are we gonna be? So are we gonna be partners? And you've killed my partner. I mean, because if we're gonna do noir, because like Casablanca's kind of noir,
It is.
and the Maltese Falcon is hardcore noir because
Well, and
there's
then there's also like the crime noir where you could be the villains, which would be, so we could be like
we could be bad guys.
not necessarily bad guys, but bad guys.
So are you thinking like caper bad guys?
Yeah, maybe we don't go noir. Maybe we go caper.
Ooh, you want to go caper?
Could do caper.
All right, I'm the face. I'm Betty White. I'm just kidding on that.
All right, so
So no, seriously. I mean, I don't have to be. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
You want to be the?
I was thinking I was going to be like a grungy mechanic type replicant originally.
Okay,
right?
so you're the getaway driver, or you're the or you're the one who pulls together the mechanics for it.
I don't know, because originally I was thinking I was going to be a mechanic. I don't know what I'm going to do now. You've already conned the world. What are you thinking?
Yeah, because now you replaced somebody else.
And he would be high society-ish because
Maybe not.
he's the inventor of the. I
Or
mean,
the-
he'd be high resource. High.
Yeah, he would have to be high resources because somebody based a model.
Oh,
off
that's
of him.
true. What was that? What was that movie?
Oh wait, okay. So wait,
You're
you're not
thinking
saying the
Ex
inventor
Machina.
of the replicant. You're saying the actor that they took the physical form from.
Or like the family member. I
Yeah.
mean, what's her name was Tyrell's niece,
Yep.
Rachel. So why wouldn't it? It could be like somebody's nephew or cousin.
Yeah. Could be a lost family member that they just couldn't let go of, or could be it could even be the if I've killed them, it was probably like a head of household kind of thing.
Well, unless it was like this. What if it was sort of like they made the copy because they couldn't live without their child, but the child had run away to the far ends of the solar system, to get away, from the family, and to not be. Well,
I'm gonna leave this corporate lifestyle and go live on Eros.
That's okay. I want to be the Jason Statham character.
okay. Which Jason Statham?
Handsome Rob from the Italian Job.
Oh,
You know, I can drive fast, but mostly I'm just annoying, and you all have to sit in the car and talk about me. I'm just kidding. That's my favorite. That's my favorite scene from that stupid movie.
So we're getting a unless his character has fallen on hard times, he's a replicant and seems like the real person, but maybe not skilled at keeping the high society connections or isn't good with the money.
I guess it's probably a little more in line with what I was thinking. Because like, if it was the case of, oh well, I've been made to look like somebody else. Maybe I was supposed to be like a body double.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
like you were like the assassination dummy.
Yeah. And then I end up killing the person because I don't want to be the assassination dummy.
Right, because you don't want to get shot at.
Right. And so I
fake an assassination.
basically clean out the family, like clean out the accounts and leave them high and dry. So they're definitely looking.
So
they don't know what happened.
Or you take his accounts. You don't clean out them completely.
That's,
but you,
yeah.
you grab his accounts.
You've
and
actually staged your own death and had him killed instead. And so you're actually still in with the family. They just think that you've gone into hiding because someone has successfully assassinated your replicant and you're waiting for a new replicant to show up. That's awesome.
Oh my god, I love this.
That's good.
All right, so we got one character.
So we have aspects for this game. And Scott, you probably need it. Andrew?
High concept.
Oh.
I don't know what his high concept is, but I think his trouble needs to be something about people finding out who he really is.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not really insert name.
Right.
I have no idea what I'm going to play. I'm just throwing out bullshit. What are you doing?
Well, if we're talking...
I was a life model decoy.
So you were actually you were not Natalie
high
Portman.
concept
You
life
were
model decoy.
You were Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe you should make Knightley part of your name, like your last name too.
I like it.
All right, what are you doing?
I'm thinking I'm gonna be a roughneck, muscle replicant.
Okay.
Who's been around the belt a few times. Since we're not on Earth, I didn't necessarily have to have a death day built in.
Okay.
Quite the same way.
So did you work for the Knightley family?
I was gonna say I've seen some action, and so he's seen some action, and he's been kind of beat around. He's got some of those technical skills. So he's an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rough and tumble kind of engineer guy, but he's worried that because there's so many other of the exact same model floating around.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm thinking that he's just kind of self-conscious about the fact that he's
1 of 5. He's 7 of 9.
There's like 100 of him.
Right. So you're trying to make yourself stand out as 1 of 100.
Yeah. So so his high concept might be a roughneck.
Well, you keep saying roughneck and engineer. Those two things really don't coincide in my mind.
Well,
I'm not sure. What are you trying to? Are you mean like an engineer who actually runs
hard
equipment?
Scrabble engineer.
Okay. So are you talking like an engineer who actually runs mechanics?
Yeah.
Okay, not an engineer who creates mechanics.
Right.
Okay.
No, I run it. I'm like a ship's engineer. I'm like the guy who's like Geordie.
Okay. Although he's a lot smarter than that.
Right.
He's actually an engineer too, to some degree.
Kaylee.
Okay, got it. All right. So do you
A
work?
mechanic.
You're a mechanic. So do you work for the nightly company or?
I'm thinking I'm on the outs with all the companies.
All right.
I'm thinking at some point I kind of laid low and
So what were
failed.
you? So what did you do before then?
I did mining and ship repairs.
Okay. And what did the nightly family do? Do you think? Because I have to bridge the two of you. It sounds like
Right.
I have an idea, but I need to know.
The Knightley family was probably involved in some level of politics or trade.
Probably both.
Probably a bit of both, yeah.
Okay, so if you were involved in trade, you were probably involved in flight and in running some of their ships.
I could be shipping.
Okay, and you were also involved in politicking. So here's what I'd like to do. My character is a debutante of some kind. She's just in it for the shits and giggles. She actually knows that you're a replicant because she's figured it out. Because she lives on this rock, but it is like the most unglamorous thing ever. But she stays here because her family needs somebody here. So she's just looking for a good time.
Maybe it's not that you're out here just looking for a good time. Maybe you're
trying to climb the ladder.
No. What if you're a social justice for the replicants?
Well, that's kind of where I'm thinking maybe you've come in under my radar because I know he's a replicant. I haven't turned him in. So my thought,
maybe you're leading like
should be something like I know that secret. That would be a good aspect. Would be I know that secret.
Yeah.
Not the high concept or the trouble, but
right. I know both of their secrets. I know secrets.
Well, you don't know my secret because I don't even know a secret.
Well, you don't have one. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just I know Knightley's secret
What's
or
your character's,
whatever character name.
What's your character's name going to be?
I'm going to go with Jonathan Knightley.
That's nice.
Jonathan Knightley?
Mm-hmm. My designation was HCLD05.
I'm not writing that down.
What
Because you're not that anymore.
HCLD05. Throwing a little short circuit nod. Johnny 5. That's cool.
Number 5 is a lie.
Yep. All right. And
so yeah, I would say one of your secret, one of your aspects, one of your 3 would be after the high concept and trouble would be I know Johnny's secret or something like that.
I've got that. So actually, my trouble would be I'm actually secretively working for replicant equality, but I can't be open about it because it would bring ruin to our house.
I like that.
And it's 05 because I'm not the first one that's been taken out.
You are just a well-loved person. Or, well, your human was. He's an ass. Actually, so my character would have known Jonathan Knightley very well. And I could tell right away that you weren't him.
Maybe not right away.
Well, maybe not, yeah. So not right away, but I was able to tell pretty early on. Or not early, but I figured it out early enough that I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Who are you really? Because you're obviously not Jonathan, because he was a total ass, and while you are a total ass, you're not the same.
You're a little more likable.
Yes, exactly. And so
I'm gonna say I'm not in the know.
That's fine. I was thinking maybe your character would be one of the former pilots for one of my family's vessels.
And that wouldn't be a pilot.
Or not a pilot. Well, so engineers are, you're right, not a pilot, but engineers. Maybe you actually worked in the shipyards rather than on a ship. And we had and we had and you were part of like the
I could be part of a ship. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, if you were actually one of the engineers in the shipyard, my character would have more opportunities to interact with you rather than if you were on a ship individually.
unless it was a ship you were traveling on.
I'm probably stationed here. I'm probably overseeing my family's.
You had to come here somehow.
Yes, but and that's possible that you were part of the ship that brought me here, on the ship that brought me here, but I've been brought here by my family to oversee
I could be working it. I could do that. I could be working in the shipyard.
Well, we might have even like had a chance to like develop a little bit of a relationship, and so I asked for you to be brought into the more into the regular rotation where I would interact with you more, because there's very little reason for your character and Scott's character to interact, is what I'm thinking. So somehow I had to bridge those two things. So perhaps you aren't always in the shipyards, but that I've been able to request your assistance more often. And that way then it puts you more in a position where we can like interact more naturally without raising suspicion.
Is one of your connections with Andrew's character going to be something like with having to do with Replicant work? Because he's trying to make himself stand out as one of 100. So he's trying to sort of assert his own identity. And so you're trying to help him do that, maybe?
Did you say etiquette work?
Advocate work.
Oh, yeah. So trying to help him move beyond his initial designation. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
Okay.
I think maybe one of my aspects is going to be outstanding engineer. Just keep it.
That
really
sounds like
simple.
a good one. What's your character's name going to be? Do you know? I haven't gotten that far yet. That's why I'm asking.
I'm working on it.
Me too.
It's a weird day when I have a character name before everybody else.
I know. Like, I have to go figure out one. This is weird indeed. Let's see.
So I think my trouble is going to be too many half my face.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What is your trouble?
Too many half my face.
You
were one of a litter of 100.
Or more.
Did we lose the I lost my connection to the Twitch feed. Oh no, maybe it's coming back here.
It's probably just Twitch. So I'm gonna be
so high concept Andrew, roughneck mechanic.
Actually,
trouble too many have my face.
That's fine. I was gonna go with hard-nosed replicant engineer.
That's cool.
Too many have my face. Maybe outstanding mechanic will be my last one.
These are the worst female character names ever.
Yeah, I can't seem to load Twitch.
Oh.
Scott, what did you put down for a trouble?
For trouble, was I'm not who I say I am. Since I've not used this system before, I'm kind of following Terry's lead in the chat log.
Gotcha. And you put high concept life decoy 05.
Overly life decoy 05.
Yeah.
I almost went with overly successful life decoy.
That's actually a really good one.
What was
Are
it?
you familiar? You say you've
what
never
was
played
it?
the system before, Scott. Are you familiar with how aspects work?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, aspects are they're basically truths in the world, and so these are truths about your character, and then you'll be able to use those to power events and stuff with your character with the fate chips I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can, as long as you can work it into the narrative as to why Life Decoy 05 gives you a benefit, then you can use that, and then you'll have other aspects. But then your trouble will be one that, like, I might give you a pin if I'm not who I really say I am, might cause more difficulty for the scene.
So it's
So when we're playing,
so it's along the same lines as the intrusions from Cypher System.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, similar.
they're a little focused though.
Okay.
You can kind of see where your intrusions are going to happen.
Yeah. So when you're making your aspects, it's good to have aspects, the next three that are maybe a little borderline, good or bad, could go either way, because that way you could tap it for a good thing, but you could also leave out some bait to get fate chips yourself, because it's the way we play the game then is an action economy of you spend your chips, but you also earn chips, and the chips let you do things to get things done from scene to scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it's currency, and then when he uses it against you, you earn currency, and
Gotcha.
the rest of it you spend it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Bruce as his name.
All right.
So you're Australian.
Nope.
Some call you
Bruce.
Well, I was kind of thinking of like in America we use John Doe a lot, or Jane Doe. Australia, it's Bruce's and Sheila's.
That's kind of appropriate then.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with well, let's just double down on that. Let's go with Bruce Johns.
Bruce
John,
Johns.
Jonathan Knightley.
Oh, that's right. You're Jonathan. I'm not going to do that. No.
That's probably a good idea. Come
Yeah.
to think of it. But it should be something like that.
Good eye, Bruce.
Bruce Carr.
Hmm?
Bruce Carr.
Yeah, Terry, you are spot on where I was going with that.
What'd he say?
This is Bruce from Monty Python because he's
One of 100.
I hadn't caught that until you said it.
Is your name not Bruce? No, it's Michael. Well, that's going to cause a bit of confusion. Mind if we call you Bruce to keep it clear?
Bruce Michaels it is.
Bruce
Oh,
Michaels.
there it is. There it is.
Bruce Michaels.
We are sorry, Monty Python players. My character is going to be Ellis Porter. And her high concept is going to be Leader for Tomorrow. You like that?
Shiny.
You like that?
Oh, should we have like multiple?
You can.
troubles?
Well, no. So what happens is these aren't troubles. These are actually just aspects
So your
about
high
what your
concept
character
is
knows.
your first aspect.
Okay.
And
Your
that's
trouble
like
is your second aspect.
Okay.
And then we get 3 more on top of that.
so. My trouble is that I'm a social justice warrior for replicants
Robots.
because that's the easiest way to write it. So Leader for Tomorrow means that I'm trying to like move things forward, but at the
Okay.
same time, Leader for Tomorrow means that it's also trouble for me because people aren't necessarily going to be interested in what I have to say. So it's sort of a two-edged sword specifically on my character.
Mhm.
And then these are just aspects. These are just things that I,
and we don't
that
have
are
to fill them
part
all
of
in right
me.
now.
so I actually have 2 because I had to take one for you and I had to take one for Andrew.
Gotcha.
And actually, technically speaking, Andrew's part of my trouble and you are also part of my trouble. but at the same time, I knew your character before you killed him conveniently, so I can help so in ways it allows me to also help your character cover, and it also will allow me to help Andrew cover.
Let me change that third aspect I had, that outstanding mechanic. Let's go with because I'm already an engineer. That's already shown in my high concept.
Yeah, you don't need to have it
right
listed twice.
I'm gonna steal it.
How about a reputation, which is why Monica's kept me on. Reputation for excellence.
There you go.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna steal an idea from John Wick.
What?
Right? Just
because that's not at all appropriate.
Well, because I think it would actually
Keanu.
make sense. No, I think it would make sense for given
it's
that
just cans. Just cans. Sorry, whenever that speed, got to go there.
Since you're basically the social justice warrior for replicants. And I've killed someone that's actually high society. I could as an aspect I could take seat at the high table, which would give you a voice for.
That's not bad, because then it would also then allow us to kind of wrap that back around. You are able to use your power. You're able to use your assumed power to move it forward too. So we both have actually kind of the same trouble and high concept, but you have it in your lower tiers of information. And yours is also kind of in there somewhere. So this is no longer really a caper so much as we're trying to take over the politics of the area.
It doesn't have to be that, because it could be that you're not necessarily going to do it legit.
Well, that's true.
Ooh, Andrew, I like Terry's idea for you.
Pulling over things.
Slight tweak to your aspect.
I can't follow Twitch anymore. It's like won't let me in.
Standard for excellence.
Yeah.
I was thinking reputation, because then I have a reputation. I like standard too, but having a reputation,
you don't just have a reputation. You are the standard of excellence.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that he's actually trying to raise the standard, and so he actually has to be higher than the standard so that it'll raise up. Is my understanding? Is that correct?
And I'm not worried about anybody else's but mine.
Right. Exactly. You're just trying to. Right. You're just trying to be the sneetch with the star on your belly.
Right.
That wasn't at all a Dr. Seuss nerd moment. Thank you.
I like that. I love that. That was really good.
So, what if instead of trying to get a seat at the high table, what if our goal isn't to be like uppity politics? I mean, we're out in the belt. We're grimy and down in the trenches.
Speak for yourself. Go ahead.
You're clearly slumming it out here.
I obviously have no choice.
You are so poor.
I'm actually. Go ahead.
Sorry, that was the asshole.
What if we're going to rally the?
Yeah, because here's the thing. My guess is my character didn't come out here because it was her idea.
So, in order to rally those people, we may need funds. And while your trust fund goes so far, it may already be pretty stretched then.
Got the company card. What are you talking about?
Until your mom and dad figure it out. Well, because here's the thing.
So what if using his company contacts, we're actually going to rip off the company and we do a shipping heist caper?
Because at some point you're actually going to cut yourself loose from your family, where my character really can't yet, because my character is still herself. Because my character...
to prove to the rest of the replicants that it can be done... We're going to do it with just the three of us.
That doesn't sound terrible at all. Let's do this thing.
We can make it if we try.
Just the three of us. Wait.
You and I.
because you're proving to them that you actually have the cojones to stick it to the upper crust.
Terry says sneeches get steeches.
That's amazing.
I
Give him
art.
a fate
I want
point.
art for that.
Oh my god.
That's good.
So
Alright.
so what if that's what we're doing? We're gonna knock off a.
So we're just gonna kind of like this is where we cut our ties with the things behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've gotten as far as we can with where we are, and we're ready to move to the next step. Because so like seriously, there's no reason for my family to have sent me out here except that they're embarrassed by me. Like
Maybe you didn't get sent. Maybe you just left.
Well, maybe I volunteered because it was ridiculous. I mean, my guess is that this was not my first choice of places to be, but it was a place where I could get out
You
from
probably
underneath.
told them
what
you
was
were
going-
going for the off-world colonies where it's really nice and luxurious, and then you took a left turn in Albuquerque on purpose.
No, I would have to actually be here legitimately, but the goal is to actually move beyond where my family is at.
If you knew the real Jonathan, it would be very easy to get you out there.
Right, exactly. Maybe you and I attended the same well, not you obviously because you're dead. Maybe your character, my character, actually attended the same boarding school back on Earth on the Prime planet, and your character's former self invited me out, and when I got here, you'd already replaced him, or something like that. Or I got here early enough that I was able to meet you,
Mm-hmm.
and then he died, and I realized fairly shortly after that he died and not you. How's that sound? Andrew Black?
I think it sounds good.
Okay, so I actually was present on Eros at the time of the assassination. And that would be sort of where, but not too much before that kind of thing. Are you cool with that? I'm
Yeah.
cool. Okay. And then
So
you
clearly
brought
you're
me
a
out.
Tyrell model because you bleed blood,
Right.
as opposed to those Wayland models that bleed white.
Screw those guys. All right.
High concept.
All right. So we are on Eros.
All right, so yeah, let me just real quick. So we got Bruce Michaels, hard-nosed replicant engineer. Too many have my face. Reputation for excellence.
Yep.
Any other aspects or any?
I'm gonna leave everything else open.
Okay. And then Alice Porter, leader for tomorrow.
Ellis, not
Social-
Ellis. Ellis, like the writer.
Alice Porter, leader for tomorrow. Social justice warrior. I know Johnny's secret. Anything else?
So I know Johnny's. So leader for tomorrow says social justice warrior for replicants. I know Johnny Knightley's secret, and I'm assisting Bruce Johns to rise above.
Assisting.
Or helping him to rise above. Yeah, I actually feel sorry. I actually feel
Who'd you have rising above?
you,
Bruce
Yes.
Michaels.
Bruce Michaels, to rise above.
Right, that's not what you said.
And then Johnny
What did I
Knightley-
say?
You said Bruce Johns.
Oh well, that's because that's because I wrote down Bruce Johns and I didn't change it. I'm still wrapped up around that I have Ellis Harlan's first name. Sorry,
Harlan
All right.
Harlan Ellis. It wasn't intentional.
And then we got Johnny Knightley, life decoy number 5. I'm not who I say I am. Did you take this high seat, the high table, or did you decide to change that, or?
Yeah, so I did the high concept is overly successful, like life decoy.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble is I'm not who I say I am, and then the only aspect I have filtered in right now is seat at the high table.
Okay. Agreeable. All right, this is not looking at all like I thought it was going to. So yay!
Sorry.
Yeah, that's part of the joy of doing it this way.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. And the 3 of you are secretly plotting
A replicant rebellion.
Replicant rebellion. All right. So
Yes.
Replicant Rebellion. Wait, where did I put that? It's here. Eros.
Yeah, I was because Ellis came up earlier. Ellis Porter was one of the names, and I was like, but Harlan Ellison actually wrote Star Trek. It's like
Harlan Ellison.
Harlan Ellison. I'm sorry. Did I mention I was drinking scotch this evening?
All right. So how would so are you, the three of you at this point, secretly gathered to try and plot your next move in some secret location, either
My
hangar bay,
apartment.
your apartment?
Yeah, because why not? He's one of my employees and he's one of my friends.
I was gonna say, why don't we do this like extra? Why don't we put us on a ship?
And we can do that.
And because I'm seriously thinking maybe we should be plotting taking out one of, at least, or stealing the cargo from.
We could be on a ship that is carrying supplies to the ship that has the goods we are looking to hijack to start the new colony.
Are we gonna start like a full replicant colony?
Good.
We can do that.
It's noir. Shouldn't we start in
We
a bar?
could be well, we should start in a bar, but we could be looking for an asteroid to like be the home world. I don't know what the next largest asteroid is, but we would definitely be looking for a larger area. Or Pluto. Or
Take
Pluto.
over Eros.
Because Pluto, well, we could take over Eros. That would make more sense. Because Pluto's way out and it's smaller than Eros, I believe.
If I remember correctly, that is true.
I think the audience wants you to start in a bar.
Well, who cares what they think?
Well, you've already started drinking, so it's probably appropriate. So why don't we start in a bar?
Proper bar or the mini bar at the hotel room?
Oh my God.
It's a mini bar.
I got carried away.
I'm fine with moving to a ship. I think that works too. Like,
It's the pleasure vessel. We have
right in the
R2D2 on it.
That's what I was thinking. If we drop in and we do a ship, we can already be on our route to go do a thing and be doing the thing.
Can R2D2 be part of our entourage?
Don't ask me.
Okay, can R2D2 be part of our entourage?
R2D2?
I love R2D2.
Well, so how does an R2D2 droid robot fit into our...
I'm just kidding. Michael McNeil's being a jerk. He says he's finding plot holes that
Plots you didn't know you'd started.
And then Terry's trying to get us to Yugoth because he feels like this needs to be more of a Call of Cthulhu. We have picked our genre, boys. Follow along.
No, Cthulhu's fine. We're all robots.
We're not all robots. I'm not a robot.
Okay, so if you're starting a rebellion and you have a ship and your plan is to take over a ship, do you have like a little replicant army with you, or a brute squad, or...
They're all R2D2s. You're the brute squad? You look like R2D2? What?
No. He said, do you have the brute squad with you? So I went with the requisite quote.
Absolutely.
I am the brute squad. Yeah. Or is it just the three of you on like a little shuttle moving in to try and take over?
No, I don't think we're to that point yet. I think we're trying to be more clever than that. We're just on the ship discussing our high caper that's about to occur. Is that where we're at?
I thought we were going to be going to go do the caper, but okay. Whatever.
Well, we kind of have to know what the caper is.
Well, we can kind of do that as we go.
I thought we were making up the caper as we were. I thought that's what we were sitting here discussing.
Because
so what's the caper?
So I was thinking if Scott's family's got a ship, I was thinking if we even started with the idea that, because obviously we're not necessarily invoking anything, but if we call on his seat at the high table, we could know the itinerary, destination, and general layout of the ship easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, chances are we've been on the ship before. Maybe not you, but it would be
hurt. But I mean, we could actually have all those things laid in and going for us from the get-go. They could be set up as sort of a scene aspect on the ship that we have the.
Are they doing the fireworks?
It sounds like they're doing fireworks. There might be a festival going on down the street, but it's only Friday. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Could be a football game.
It's June.
Park festival? I don't know. There's like 6 parks in our area. There are a bunch of churches. It could be a church
well, there's
festival.
like, no, we're actually close enough to see the Reds fireworks, but not close enough to hear them. But there's only like 3 Catholic churches in the area.
And they have church festivals.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's Speech Acres. I bet it's the orphanage. Not the orphanage, but the orphanage.
All right, back to the caper. So
yes, we were mesmerized by the
So
lights in
we're
the
stealing
sky.
orphans.
Huh?
We're stealing orphans with fireworks.
We're stealing orphans with...
No.
I got distracted.
I feel like it's the end of Guardians 2.
No.
Did you just delete everything? What are you
No.
doing there?
Ignore what I'm doing.
Okay. Nobody look behind the curtain. So anyway,
You're the only ones who can see behind the curtain.
it's distracting.
Ignore it.
All right. So, Jonathan, and I call you that because I have no other name to call you by because I don't know your number. Well, I probably do know your number, but I call you Jonathan. We're looking for a way to convert your family's power.
Well, wait a minute. I thought we were already doing this.
I know, but we have to think about what it is we're doing, Andrew. We can't like just be like, so we
No,
do the thing.
We set
Andrew
the scene,
Black,
don't
we
worry
just
about
do
it.
the thing.
We just did.
We
And the
just-
thing is done.
And the thing is done. Thank
Yeah,
you, everybody. My name's Monica Marlowe. This has been Marlowe House Presents Friday Night Hangouts.
All that time.
No,
to get the thing done.
the whole point is that we jump in and we do it and we
Right.
resolve it as we go. So he'll throw complications at us and we go, oh,
Right.
but we planned for this and we can.
Okay, but
So
the
we do it-
problem is that you're the only one who is ready to do that, and you're doing something on the screen. So go ahead.
Well, no,
Michael suggests maybe Jonathan was starting the colony.
Well, I'm wondering if Jonathan actually called my character out, and I thought that was the case. And when I got here, you took him out, and it was actually you who contacted me.
J Prime already has a shipload
What
of
if-
friendly replicants.
Jonathan, the original Jonathan, figured out that his family chum Ellis was an advocate for replicants, and so he was luring you out to entrap you, and the decoy figured that part out and
That's why I
killed him off.
Yeah, because
Now,
it doesn't make sense for Jonathan Prime to be my ally, because my goal is not what most humans' goals are.
exactly.
Scott's character needs to be my primary ally, and he probably killed Jonathan when he figured out what was going on after I got there so that he could help me do what I'm doing. So do you have a negative? Oh, what is your...
Naturally.
I'm just looking at your trouble because
I'm not who I say I am.
you're not who you say you are. Okay.
For our small group, that won't matter too much. It's gonna matter when we have to deal with anybody who might have known Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So we could start with let me think this through here. Why don't we start in a scene that puts you all in the hotel over Jonathan Prime's body,
Ooh, do we
Ooh.
want to start that early? Okay.
We could do that.
We can do that.
which puts life decoy number 5 as the killer.
Or what if he's not the killer? He just
Ooh,
orchestrated it.
What
What if I'm
somebody
the killer because
Okay.
I'm the thug?
I was gonna say, what if somebody just killed him and we didn't realize it was gonna happen? Ta-da. Now we have to figure
Ta-da.
out who's trying to kill you and trying to stop us.
I like it better if we killed him.
Okay, we can kill him. I love killing people.
Well, I'm thinking that you arrive on Eros with Monica, right?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
But Decoy and Johnny Knightley were already there.
Right.
Oh my gosh, OJ is the
We're not.
Fine.
No. We're ignoring that.
Oh, I just looked down. Oh my.
So little known fact.
All right, get in
Oh,
your white
so-
Bronco spaceship and
So-
go 45 parsecs per hour.
So little known fact. OJ Simpson and I share the same birthday, but not the same birth year. So it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, indeed.
Yeah. All right. So we show up.
All right. Yeah. So Jonathan Prime is or Jonathan Knightley is dead. Life decoy number 5 is has arranged it and is in the room. The room opens or guard.
You're
engineer.
you're all distorted. Are you doing anything else on your computer at the
No,
same time?
We've dropped to 0 and jump back up.
Oh,
Oh,
You keep cutting out too.
it's our fault.
that was us. My bad.
Are there? We good?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
All right. So here's the scene I'm suggesting as our kickoff. She's arriving. Ellis is arriving in on Eros. You're with her. She's asked you to come with her and provide some lookout muscle as she goes into a seedy area of the town to meet with Johnny Knightley. She knocks on the door. Johnny Knightley lets her in. She steps through the door. You follow, and Johnny Knightley is dead. What is he on the bed?
Well, wait, why is he already dead?
Because Johnny Knightley knocked him out. Because Life Decoy 5 took him out.
Because
Oh, I thought we
Scott's
were-
a dick.
Well, I thought we were setting this up where we were leaning towards the idea that the three of us conspired together to do it.
I'm fine to kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of got that was sort of like his storyline was he killed him,
But
and
he
that's the secret.
killed him because he knew I was coming, and you're
Okay.
just a happy tag along.
I'm just happily there.
Yeah. Is that kind of what you took from it? Okay.
Does that work for you all?
Yeah,
it
works
does
for us.
suddenly now.
Now we're all just as long as we're all on the same page.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. It's 10:20 and we're playing games. We're fun.
We're having
good.
fun.
All right,
We're having
so
fun.
with the three of you are now in a seedy hotel, and
Actually, one of the things we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make the original Jonathan Knightley look like he is a replicant. So that's going to be something we need to do before we actually leave the body to be found.
Or we just disappear him.
Or we just disappear him. In which
Because
case,
nobody needs to know that there's no life model decoy anymore.
his family does,
They don't need
because
to know that the life model decoy is. They don't need to know that there's
they
not
don't
two
need
of
to know
them.
that the decoy is functional and the original is done.
so what you're saying is
We
that
just
they
disappear the
believe
body.
that they believe that you both still exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That somewhere there's a life model decoy.
That's what we're going to shoot for.
Got it.
Yeah.
But we have to clean up this mess first.
Well, why did you make so much blood?
Because I'm a biologic quality life decoy.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's what I should change my numbers to.
What?
biological quality.
Biological quality. That's nice.
BQLD05.
BQL. Oh my god.
That's why I didn't write it down. Didn't matter.
It does. BQL what?
BQ-LD05.
Okay.
Johnny 5. That's cool.
You gotta stop changing your shit. All right, so we take. Oh, I know.
Mostly because I didn't realize that the primary thing on here was actually says high concept. So I was like, oh, cool, yeah, high concept life decoy. That's awesome.
So what we'll do is we take the body to the reactor core on my ship, and we put him in.
All right. Well, that's going to be more complicated than that. But
Why?
Okay.
Why? I mean, that's fine. It can be more complicated than that.
Well, you got to get the body from the CD hotel on Eros to the.
Eros is a mining colony, right?
Ooh, we could send him out into the mining, into the.
We can simply take the chemicals that we mine here at Eros and dump the body into the tub and let nature sort itself out.
The problem is that most of the chemicals that would be used for mining would only be used for clearing through things. They would not actually be used for dissolving stuff until we got further along in the process. And that would be very specific, and it would actually require more hands-on use. Like, it would be very minute at that point.
You and your degree.
That's what happens when you get a degree in biology and sciences.
So at this point, Bruce is kind of looking around the room. He looks over at the sheets on the bed and the blankets. And he just starts pulling the sheets off the bed.
Got an idea?
Folding everything up.
You're making the bed now?
Unmaking it.
Well, I see that. What's your plan?
Simple.
I can hardly wait.
So I go and I pick up the body.
Mm-hmm.
I lay it in the sheets. I start rolling the whole package up and, tucking him in.
So he's a Johnny roll.
He's currently a Johnny roll.
Smoke him if you got it.
And I'm going to take forceful as my highest approach. Andrew, what do we get for
I forget what we
highest
get for
approach?
our approaches.
Oh yeah. So oh gosh, yeah. Let's remember it. Let me.
We're flexible. I hear doggies barking in the background.
Yeah, you can hear my little pups up there.
I was going to say, is that Rev? Who is that?
It's both of them, Presby Von Tyrion and Lady Reese Von Truffle.
That's right, Presby. When you name them after yourselves, but I can't remember if you named them Reverend or Presbyterian.
Presby Von Tyrion.
Presby Von Tyrion.
Okay, the 6 approaches, and how many do you start with? So each has an approach rated from 0 to 3. You get.
I see it.
Oh, as mentioned, who do you want to be? That's where it is. Okay, so
I found it's on page 10 if you're following along at home. So I'm going to take forceful at a +3.
Yeah, you get 1 at +3, 2 at +2, 2 at +1, and 1 at 0.
We get 1 at 3, 2 at 2, 3 at 1.
Nope. 2 at 2, 2 at 1, and 1 at 0.
So that's
1, 2, 2, 1.
2, 5. Okay. 2. All right, got it.
And you don't have to pick now but you'll get 1 that's +3, 2 +2, 2 +1, and 1 +0 between careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky.
Right.
Got it.
So I've used my 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to basically, now that he is wrapped up and less likely to bleed everywhere because I've got him in sheets and blankets, I start breaking his limbs so that he'll fit smaller.
Oh my god.
Sensible.
Do you remember when he did this in Vampire? It wasn't you, but it was somebody else. Oh my god, that was the funniest thing ever. It was gross, but it was funny.
And so I'm just being forceful.
You're gonna forcefully.
Oh wow! Hey,
disguise the body.
you said that we usually
Because I want to get him crammed into a duffel bag at the end of this.
You said we usually like averaged out to nothing, but I see that you have not done that.
So if you're going to make me roll, I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5.
How do you get that to be a 5?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get that to be a 5?
Oh, the base number.
Yeah,
with,
my forceful.
Oh, +2.
Each plus adds 1.
Plus whatever he rolled.
And I rolled 2 pluses and 2 blanks, so...
I haven't played Fate in like...
So I think
ever.
what you're trying to do here is create an advantage
Yeah,
of
compact and easy to hide. Doesn't look like a body. One of those. Something along those lines.
body in a duffel bag.
So now
Body
he,
in a bag.
so now he looks like a cigarette.
Yeah, I crush him down into a duffel bag. Because I don't have a whole lot of morality here.
Well, that's because you're not human. That's a small problem. We'll work on that later.
Yeah. So I think I think you can successfully create the advantage smashed into a duffel bag, and so that puts the aspect smashed into a duffel bag onto the scene.
Yeah, Michael, that was kind of what I was getting at.
What?
Sulfuric acid is a major ingredient in metals mining.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but we don't actually have access to it easily here in the core.
might.
The core world would not necessarily have a lot of access to it because what it would be is it would be shipped in and out.
We would have as much access to it as we decide that we have to it, and Andrew allows for it based on our rules.
That's not untrue. I'm just saying it's not something that we would necessarily have
However, we
immediate
definitely
reason
have
to.
a reactor, because you're not wrong about that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And throwing them out either into the drive plume or into the engine itself.
We've established mining colonies, so things that would be found on a mining colony would be easily accessible, but not necessarily in the hotel room at this particular moment.
Right.
And I'm afraid that
But we can
boiling acid in the tub would be kind of obvious to a lot of
right,
people.
but we can take a duffel bag onto my ship and toss them in while nobody's looking.
Right. So you've successfully smashed the original Johnny into a duffel bag, and there's a knock at the door.
Who is the room's name under?
Should be under Jonathan's.
You aren't smart enough to book your rooms under a false name?
I'm not the one that booked it.
God, Jonathan was an idiot. I go answer it.
He
Or I
was
look
trying-
through the people
He was
first.
trying to lure you here.
I know. I look
Yeah,
through.
but
I look through the people.
there is a woman outside. Her face is masked by. She's wearing black, and she has like a black veil over her face, it's like a hat with like a lace veil covering her face. Think Victorian sort of funeral wear.
Okay. Ellis looks back at the other Jonathan. Were you expecting a funeral attendant?
You
In a
might.
seedy hotel? How seedy hotel is this?
It can't be that seedy.
Can I get the description one more time, Andrew? I'm sorry. I was assigning points.
Ascending points. Yeah, a woman. You can't really see her face. She's wearing like a black dress, and she's got on a hat that has sort of a black lace veil that comes down over it.
She looks like the
The-
character from Doctor Who. What was her name?
The one that ended up being.
All like mangled. I can't think of her name.
It's all right.
All mangled or
From the
more like- or
library.
more like
From the
the-
library.
The one really dumb, the dumb one that.
Yeah, I mean, she's got.
I know who you're talking about. I was thinking, or more like the reptilian.
I was thinking more of the one that was in the library, but
But either
I
one
could
of
be
those would
wrong.
good. So,
It could
yeah.
be the reptile. Andrew says that you can see her face well enough that you know that
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
like.
you can tell she's not mangled. You can see that her face, she's got red lipstick. But you just can't like make out her features because of the. I'm trying to think of the
The
word.
veil?
The whole- yeah, the
Yeah.
classic femme fatale noir appearance.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have you two been doing?
Both of you into the bathroom.
I pick up.
Knocks again.
I pick up the bag. Toss it in.
Into the bathroom,
All
please.
right.
Open the door.
I walk indignantly into the bathroom.
Once they're in the bathroom, open the door.
So they're in the bathroom with the body. And she walks in and goes, "Oh, Johnny, Johnny." And she kind of collapses into your arms,
Not now, dear.
sobbing.
Not now, dear. Well, I'm expecting company.
He was always such an ass.
Kind of.
She's
Move her.
she's sort of taken aback and is but the funeral, I thought you were going to escort me.
There's still time. Go wait in the car.
But she's
What-
starting to figure out something's wrong. Like you're not responding the way that she would have expected.
So my character comes out of the bathroom after and looks like
you
she.
start to leave,
Uh-huh.
and I motion you to like unbutton.
Oh, yeah. So I make myself more questionable before I leave the bathroom. And I've like, I take out my lipstick and I'm like putting it away, making a show of it. Johnny, are you ready?
Of course, darling.
And I look at the lady. Oh, I am so sorry, dear. This room is already taken for the evening. My character has clever. I took clever as my highest. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm trying to convince her that, she is not the person that is the most important here for, number 5 standing by.
I think this is an attack. I think you're coming out making a social attack. So you're like
That is exactly what I am trying to do.
And that's one of the things about Fate is it's not just like hit points. It's whether she's in or in and out of the scene. So you're trying to beat her out with that. So okay, go ahead and make the attack.
Throw some shade, girl.
Shoot! Ah!
Down here. Where
Oh man, I actually ended up with a -1, but I have a 3, so it's still a 2. Where are my action points?
If you've got an aspect that you can tag, you can tag it on this.
I know his secret.
Yeah, so you're like doing this for him.
Can I do that? Oh, Andrew's looking for something.
I'm looking for dice because I thought we were going to be on roll 20 and we were going to use that. So I'm looking for my Fate dice. I'm trying to remember where they're at.
I can roll them for you.
Yeah.
Ah. So Andrew, I ended up with a -1, but I also know Jonathan's secret. So
Obviously, you walked in here. You
Yeah.
got it. You know who you is.
So I'm thinking that it would balance out, which ends up with my clever
You have to spend a fate chip for that, though.
my
Yeah, you would spend a Fate chip to do
fate
that.
chip.
And what does she get for spending that fate chip?
A +2 or a reroll.
I'm thinking I'm just going to take the +2 because it's much better.
Yeah.
So it ends up with a +1.
So you start with you got a +1. Okay, so
Mhm.
then I need go ahead, Andrew, and roll the dice for me and get me what the total would be.
That's a -2.
Yay!
Wow.
Andrew never rolls that badly. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew.
Yeah. She is.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
There are too many dice on the table.
No, now there's too many on the floor.
That too.
Hold on, I can stand up.
Oh Lord. Well, there's one.
There's
we'll
one.
we'll call that enough to
Where'd the other one go?
I don't know. We never have this.
successfully-
We never have this many
Oh, I
dice
see
on
it.
the table. Like, by ever.
I
No,
got it.
that's not true.
I got
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Ah,
We each have 4 dice. We never have that many dice.
that's
No, we don't.
that's the extent of what we have since we've been playing Cypher.
I know, right?
There's just different dice.
Yes. All right.
Play Pathfinder. We have more
All right,
dice than
that'll
Pathfinder.
be that successfully beats her down, and she just sort of looks at you, looks at him, slaps him,
He deserved that.
she gives you a slap across the face, and storms out, but looks back over and she says, "You better not miss the funeral," and then stomps down the hallway.
Who died?
Jonathan, obviously.
No, not Jonathan, obviously. She was obviously ahead of the game there. Who else died?
Based on Jonathan's itinerary, what was that all about? Because I was actually expecting someone to. I was expecting it to be someone that was coming to help apprehend you.
Apprehend me? I am innocent in all this.
You're under the clock. You recognize that somebody's probably coming at some point to try and apprehend her.
Yeah, but, like, funerals are posted in the newspaper. Who died?
Who died? Do you want to search? Make a search through and see if you can find.
I'm pretty sure we have internet, right?
It was probably part of Jonathan Prime's itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, sir, do like a just do like a roll to see if you can find through his personal effects, his data pad or something.
Would that be like a clever?
It could be.
Yeah,
You just kind of describe how it is that you're doing it, so you could be carefully going through all the papers,
He's probably got some sort.
or you could be clever about it,
some sort of PDA or something,
or quick.
Yeah, you know exactly what his itinerary looks like, so
Yeah.
you're quickly looking through it. Well,
I evened out at 2.
Evened out too. Okay, yeah, you can find on there that apparently he has on his schedule for this evening a funeral visitation for an executive with one of the mining corps that his family works with and things like that. So he was apparently going to be making an appearance at this funeral, and apparently this woman thought she was going with him.
because we all take dates to funerals, only a minister thinks about that, Andrew. Nobody takes a date to a funeral but
It's
you.
not true.
You pick up dates at funerals.
Right?
May
Oh
not have been a
no,
date.
you didn't just go there.
I didn't hear what he said. It cut out.
It's okay.
You don't want to
I
know.
was thinking the Wedding Crashers.
The Wedding Crashers. He's like, I'm going to pick up a date at the funeral for weddings and a funeral or whatever.
Oh,
The Funeral Crashers.
The Funeral Crashers. We have a new game idea.
start all over.
No, not
Yeah.
all over.
No,
we're
we're
just
just
gonna
gonna
start with where you left us.
we're just gonna go to comedy now.
What time is the funeral scheduled for?
Let's say an hour from now.
Okay. So we need to get the 3 of you out of here.
Yes, and then we need to get you and me to the funeral because she's expecting me to be there. I am totally not dressed for that. But the good news is we're going back to my ship, which is where all of my appropriate black clothing are, because I'm a goth chick.
Jonathan was setting you up.
Was he?
He was.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. He was an ass.
I was expecting the adjudicator. Not the adjudicator. Hold on, Scott. Brain farted. I said that because I just saw John Wick 3 not too long ago.
I've got to go see that.
So good. I was expecting the individual to that is on their way to apprehend you.
Oh, you were expecting the constabulary.
Constabulary.
Well, I had hoped that he wasn't such a dick, but he was always such an ass.
So you're saying we're on a clock?
We're on a clock.
Okay.
Then we should move.
Well, let's get him out of here and into my ship, and I'll change while you guys take care of that.
All right. I pick up the body and just kind of like over my shoulder.
Man, you guys are awesome. All right, let's go.
You step out into the hall.
I think that I don't say that out loud because that's completely rude. We step out into the hall.
You step out into the hall to hear the elevator ding and the doors start to open.
Head toward the stairs.
Go
And
ahead.
two uniformed officers
Head towards the stairs. I'll stay here.
flanking obviously like a trench coat inspector start stepping off the elevator.
Send me the address for the funeral. I'll meet you there.
I go back into the room, pick up something heavy, and just smack myself across the head with it.
Okay.
I would have happily hit you.
I'd hit you.
You're on a clock.
All right, so you're moving down the hall towards the stairs. Let's see if you can move fast enough to get down the stairs without being noticed by our police investigators here.
All right,
All
I'm
right,
sneaky.
So I've been doing ship's engineering for a while, so I'm going to be a careful kind of person. I'm going to set that as a 2. And I'm just going to move down the hall carefully to avoid too much attention. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually invoke my own trouble. And too many have my face. And so I'm just going to kind of blend in and just be Replicant. As much as this just churns my stomach and makes me miserable.
So Ellis is used to hiding.
Mechanics and chemicals.
I was going to say, so Ellis is used to hiding what she is and what she does, and so she's been sneaky +2, and I rolled 1 +1 on my die, so it gives me +3.
So I have a total of +5. I've got a +1 on my dice, +2 for careful, and I did invoke my aspect.
All right, go ahead, Andrew. Roll me a set of dice for the police guys here, and I'm gonna say, let's see. Let me take a look at it.
Oh, yay!
All blanks.
He rolled nothing.
All blanks.
So solid blanks. So
Solid blanks.
So unless they're
Really
threes or
need a
plus,
dice cam.
we do need a dice cam.
So I have a 3 then to notice you.
So I have a 3 on my sneaking, and you had 5. So we
Right,
either
so-
pushed or were better.
Well, you have a 3 and he has a 5, so
Mhm.
he beats by 2. So he has no problem. They don't even see him. He's just a replicant walking down the hall with a bag. However, you are moving down the hall, and I am looking for something real quick. So when you have a tie, there's one. A tie is succeeds at a minor cost. Okay, so he succeeds, but his minor cost is that you're at the door before he can call out. So you're all the way to the door before he goes and realizes that, you know, people don't go down those stairs. Replicants go down those stairs. People take the elevator, and he's coming off the elevator, and you're going the opposite way. So he's like, "Whoa, hold there, ma'am." But his cost is you're at the door already.
I continue down the stairway, and I assume a stance of a replicant, madam. And I'm clever enough to do that.
Or
Do I-
sneaky.
Or sneaky. No, my clever's
okay.
higher.
Okay.
So should I roll for that?
Yeah, you're cleverly trying to pretend that you are working for the night.
Or not.
My God, or not. I rolled 3 negatives. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my many points of nothing.
What are you re-rolling that based on now? What aspect
I'm
are you
re-rolling
tagging?
that based on the fact that I'm trying to help you rise above. So I'm trying to make it more like I'm trying to help you take out dirty linens. Have you never seen what madams do? Apparently I have. I'm still at a -1, so it's only a +2 for clever.
So a total +2, you said?
Yeah. Remind me to tell you about Daisy.
So the two you step through the door and start down the stairs, and then take the stance on the land. And the 2 uniform officers come through the door and start to come down. Andrew, go ahead and make just a static roll for me to see how they do against her.
Stop them!
Are they just walking past my door with the
you stepped into the door. So
right?
yeah,
I left the door open.
Right. So the 2 uniforms are going to go after her, but the investigator stops at the doorway and looks in at you.
Okay, I'm gonna get to my feet,
The inspector.
kind of clutching the wound at my head. I should
Uh-huh.
I should actually be bleeding blood because I'm a high quality life decoy.
Right.
Are you the constabulary? Can barely speak.
He gives you a look up and down. Go ahead and make a sneaky roll that you're trying to.
Sneaky or clever?
Either one. I would say either one.
I'll take clever since I did try to wound myself first.
Yeah. That's a sneaky move or a clever move. I like it.
Let's say let's spend a thing and re-roll that.
I'm sorry.
Not good, huh?
Michael.
Oh yeah.
Michael has dubbed this the Maltese replicant.
Actually, this would be a good place to use my high concept, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
A really successful life decoy.
Mm-hmm.
Would that also be a
Yeah,
a
but you
spend?
could definitely.
Yeah, that
use
would be
that
for
to
your
spend a
reroll.
point.
Yeah,
For your reroll.
for the reroll. Okay.
Okay, do you need that back then?
I don't know.
No, yeah.
No, yeah.
No.
Decide.
I meant no, he did it right. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2.
2.
Yeah.
All right. So, Andrew, give me first a roll for the 2 police officers,
All right, they got a -2 to whatever you've got.
and you rolled a 2.
I
You
rolled.
beat him by 4.
No, I have a total of 2.
I rolled a 2.
Right.
You
Because
got it.
I'm the
let's
police
start with
officers.
Monica.
All right. All right,
resolve Monica in the hall.
All right, so the cops on that were dealing with Monica got a total of -2 on the die roll. I don't know what their skills are.
They got a -2.
Mm-hmm.
They're just you know.
I'm just a little excited.
So they come down, and so you beat them by 4. You succeed with style. They believe you are a
Replicant madam. Perfect.
Replicant madam. And they look at you and they go, "Where did she go?"
Well, baby, come and get it. Why don't you come on over here and get it?
They look like they're looking for someone else.
Who are you looking for? Because it's surely not me if you're asking where she went to. I'm right here, baby.
They push past you and move down the stairs.
So
right.
just to
Do you want me to roll for
disclose,
Scott's?
this week at work, I met a madam who was 103 years old. And that's what she said. Sorry. My job is the best.
What's the mileage on that?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
So, did you need me to roll for Scott's cops too?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Scott for the thing. He's gonna get a little.
Scott may have a little bit more
Oh,
difficulty.
Scott's got a problem.
That's 2.
Dang it.
It's a +2 over here.
All right, so he rolls a 5, and you rolled a 2, so he beats you by 3.
Yep.
Unless you can come up with a way to
Gold.
reroll, or you already did a reroll, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, but he has some open attributes or
I do.
affects
have
or effects aspects. What could we come up with for you? You're commanding. You have a commanding personality. Can you do that? Can we do that?
If he wants, it's. I mean,
Jonathan is the heir. Jonathan is the heir to the nightly.
The nightly, so like deep pockets.
Yeah, but you would want to be actually able to. Did you take?
Well, yeah, he's
You're
got
careful.
that. He's already got that. Seat at the
Seat
high table.
Yeah, so you've already
So
got that.
I've got political influence, and yeah, I could use that.
yeah, you can spend the seat at the high table.
Like, I know who your boss is.
Yep.
Are you really gonna stand around and messing around with this when you're? What's your badge number?
Why?
You can either take that as a +2, but that won't be enough, would it?
No, but you can take it as a reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so you got to beat a 5.
Jesus Christ.
Ah, it's not
This game
good.
sucks.
I finally have gotten to the point where I'm rolling better than Scott.
I'm balanced back out at a 0 again.
Well, 0 is better than negative.
Okay, so you fail, but you can still succeed. One of the things you can do in Fate Aspect is you can succeed with a major cost. So we can say you can choose to succeed, but there'll be some kind of cost that we have to come up with to add on to the character, like a negative.
What if banging your
Oh.
head so severely has actually damaged you? And
I was going to suggest a cost.
Short circuit.
and like you've got a glitch for like take an injury and you've got a glitch. Like your visuals don't work right currently. You've whacked yourself in the head so much that you have like this your vision keeps kind of skittering and is kind of like offline, like a bad video card.
Oh, I was thinking about sacrificing a potential political ally. Would that be appropriate for this, or would something
Oops,
like the
sorry, my bad. That was
would something
me.
like the glitch be more appropriate?
The glitch makes sense because of the way you described how it happened. That makes sense story wise. That you hit your own self so hard that you've gotten a glitch. You succeeded at getting past him, but
Uh-oh, we lost you.
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Speaking of glitches.
So, I mean, you could do like the political ally, but we're probably not going to play this long enough for that to actually like roll around and bite us in the ass. We might as well take something that bites us in the ass a little bit now.
Oh, I was going to blame the replicant death on the woman in the veil.
Okay.
Which might get people looking for me.
Mhm.
Except that nobody knows that he's dead, that the replicant's dead, because I'm taking the body.
Right.
We
no,
literally just killed you.
I know. She it was a woman and a man, woman in the veil. They killed my replicant, and they thought it was me.
But there's no replicant body.
They
We
took
just
him.
took it out.
They took him.
Okay.
They took my replicant, thinking it was me.
Okay, so you're gonna say that you succeed at
that's not-
conning him, because he's figuring out that what
Okay.
you're doing is
Yeah, no,
that you're the decoy.
But that doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, no, that's fine. The glitch is
credit
fine.
Cost.
Yeah, we'll go with the glitch.
Okay, so
Although you could still
All right.
pitch that as your story.
Yeah,
That could still be the story you pitch, but you've got the glitch going on.
yeah.
okay, so let's go ahead and put the so you have a consequence. We'll call it a minor consequence, which is the -2,
Okay.
which is an aspect that can be bid against you.
Okay.
-2 glitch. But he's convinced that you are Johnny Knightley and not your replicant. And he comes in and says, he's like, I got anxious. She's supposed to be here by now. Where is this Ellis Porter?
You've missed her. She was here. She was wearing a veil. She had a man with her. They beat my replicant and took him. They must have thought I was the replicant, because they simply hit me in the head.
He's like,
Why
how
were-
long ago?
Why were you late?
He's like, I'm not late. I've been waiting for you to text or send the signal. We'll call it that. But essentially, I've been waiting for you to send the signal. I've been downstairs waiting, and you haven't signaled. You said she'd be here by now.
Oh, my head.
How long ago did they leave?
5 minutes ago.
He curses and turns and slams the door as he heads out back towards the elevator, pulling out a walkie-talkie and squawking to the squad to be on the lookout for a woman in a veil and a.
I give a general description of the guy being buried.
You give a general description of the guy being buried as the guy.
You do not. Oh my god, that's perfect. So the guy you're looking for is fucking dead.
Well, there's our one.
Yay! We need to call the night so I can F the word again tomorrow.
So we're gonna take like a 5-minute break, Andrew.
Okay.
So if you need to make any necessary runs,
Or
Awesome.
refill your F word pool.
right? We will be back in just a moment, folks. Or if you're watching us on YouTube later, see us on the next episode.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm McFez, and I really gotta pee.
Me too. And this has been Andrew Black. We'll see you again in a few minutes. Bye.
Bye, Michael.
All right. Bye.